$2,400 if you're on SSI and SSDI. Where does that go? Is that second stimulus? Is that third stimulus? Retroactive FPUC, $600 a week. Wait a second, I thought we were getting $300 going forward. How does that kick in? That's third stimulus, but how does it override second stimulus? So many questions. MSC, multiple stimulus checks. Are they going to come and replace the second stimulus check? Oh, it's so confusing. In this video, I make it all very simple, and I separate all the different stimulus packages. The one passed by Congress yesterday, still not signed by the president, is second stimulus. The one coming in January is third stimulus. The one with the states now is state stimulus. And in this video, I go over how you get each of them, when you're going to get each of them, when you're going to get the money, and when maybe Nancy Pelosi will get a new hairstyle. This is Evenings LALATE. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm here, you're here. I'm so glad you joined me on an exciting night in which there's so much across the board. Thank you for joining me as well on our new hit show on Afternoons LALATE called Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. This video is one of your favorites. It's one of the original shows of this channel. And earlier today, I started Mornings LALATE by announcing this channel is now a 24-hour news network. LALATE will span programming across the board from early morning to late at night, from 1 o'clock in the morning to late at night. And so you'll have something to enjoy, inform, and educate, and also laugh to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With that, please subscribe, because nowhere else are you getting a 24-hour news network that gives you the type of information you need: reliable, informative, enjoyable, and fun to watch. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll go over what happened today with Joe Biden, what happened today with the president, what happened with the second stimulus, what happened with third stimulus, and what's going on with state stimulus. And also separate all of them so you don't get overwhelmed by terms and words that may be a little bit too much to hear. With that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here today is that Joe Biden today promised what he said before. You're getting third stimulus checks and third stimulus packages. And that's going to come right away. So in this video, let me explain to you what is second stimulus and what is third stimulus and what is state stimulus. I'm going to start with state stimulus because it's the easiest one to understand. State stimulus is that CARES Act 1 money, that $150 billion that's currently in your cities, your states, your counties, that's available for you to get to pay for rent, utilities, and food. In some cases, your city or county may have used it up. Like example, in Los Angeles County, there's no more money for rent. There is money for rent, for food and utilities, but no more money for rent. That's this week. Is it going to change? It is going to change. Why? Because the second stimulus package passed by Congress yesterday, the second stimulus package dedicated an enormous amount of money for cities, states, and counties across the country to give to you for rent. So even though state stimulus may have run out in some places, it's going to get replenished. Very simple concept. Also, state stimulus also includes the nonprofits, the United Ways, the Salvation Armies, the community actions that are paying rent for viewers of this channel and utilities and food across the country in different states. That's Purple Power coming up right after this video. You can get that everywhere and get your rent, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 paid right now, right this minute. It has nothing to do with Congress. It's the fastest stimulus you can get during the holidays. And viewers get it every single day from this channel. All right, now that we got that one, which is the easiest one out of the way, let's turn to second stimulus. Second stimulus is what passed last night in Congress. The president has still not signed it. I see a lot of comments about the president and signing it, when decided, why not, all those things and more. I see all those. There's no particular answer to that. But let me get to the deal provisions, which is the most important thing. You know my focus, getting you money. My focus is not reading tea leaves of someone else's mindset of why they have or haven't signed something. Where are the deal provisions and how do they work? Okay, let's get right to it. The check. $600 for individuals. It's $1,200 for married couple. If you made $75,000 individual, if you married couple, $150,000. How big is the family that gets checks? It's a family of 4. How many kids can you have? Well, a single parent with 3 kids, family of 4, or a married couple with 2 kids, family of 4. How much does a kid get? $600. How old can the kid be? Up to 17 years of age. How about anyone who's over 17 years of age? Well, if you're an adult dependent, you are not going to get a stimulus check. It's not a good provision. It slid right in there again. Yes, that's the way it's written. Then the question is, how soon will you get the stimulus check? I detail that across the channel every single day, and I update you accordingly. And I'll be here every single day and every single week until you get the check, because understand, it's going to cause problems. We just know it's going to cause problems. The routing times are 10 days after the President of the United States, Donald Trump, signs the bill. 10 days after he signs the bill is when you're physically going to receive it if you're signed up for electronic receipt, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, IRS, direct deposit, things like that. If your paper check, add an additional week. If you've changed your bank account information, the IRS will attempt it to the old bank account. It will fail. And then you'll get a paper check about 2 weeks later. If you've changed your status because of marriage or a relationship or new children or divorce or new births, if the IRS does not know the information, they're not going to pay it. And there's no way to provide them that information. So the IRS is going off the last information they know. Also, if you are if you did a non-filer filing and got the last stimulus check, you don't have to do it again. Basically, the IRS goes off of what they know about you, and there's no way to tell them new information this time around. That is the stimulus check. FPUC is not retroactive. It's going forward to March 14th with UI and PUA, which will all be active on your account, even if they're inactive now. How does it change? It's going to depend on the state. Every state's going to do it differently. You'll be paid FPUC $300 a week going forward. When will you physically get the money? This is not good news. The physical receipt of the money will be delayed. Some states may take several weeks. Some states may take several months. States are just slow in processing federal money through old state unemployment computers. So understand there is a delay to getting the money. I'm going to cover the Biden FPUC retro in a second. All right, next. The broadband access free for people who are at income level of $49,000 or lower. I'm going to refer to that as low-income individuals. I'll use that terminology throughout this video so you know what that is. $49,000, 2019 earnings or less. Child care support, yes. Low-income individuals, they're going to get child support. Also, rent, yes, you'll get rent if you're behind on rent, child support, and broadband if you're low-income individuals, also utilities. The rent is surprising. It's not through the federal government, it's through the state and local. I think that's going to be slow. I think it's going to be at least a month or 2 months until you ever see that money in your pocket. Then, all the other items, well, there's eviction moratorium. It's not the way I like it. It's the CDC eviction moratorium, which requires you to fill out paperwork. So it's not automatic for doing nothing like this. You got to actually write something. And then there's no mortgage forbearance. Horrible. There is no student loan repayment. Horrible. But I have good news for that in just 1 second. A fix for that as well. Okay, so that brings you up, and there's also money for farmers. There's also a SNAP increase of 15%, and there's some other things like PPP, EIDL for low-income communities only, not for the broad stroke of you. All right, so that's second stimulus. In a very quick series of sentences, I have now brought you up to date on second stimulus. Boy, that was fast. Whew. All right, now let's get to third stimulus. Third stimulus is Biden's stimulus, which he spoke about today. The president-elect spoke about third stimulus. I want to just have my own personal insight, my personal addition to this. He did not inherently want to talk about third stimulus checks. He only talked about third stimulus checks when asked about it. And then when asked how much, are you going to do the Harris bill? Are you going to, $2,000 a month for 6 months and until the pandemic end? How much is the stimulus? $2,000? How about it? No, he just said, I'm not going to answer the details of it. That is up for negotiations. Come on, Joe. Give us some numbers. Give us some numbers. Don't be Nancy on us. Nancy loves to avoid numbers. Well, that's what he did. So let me tell you what's in the third stimulus package, according to Joe Biden. The third stimulus package will have multiple stimulus checks until the pandemic's over. And according to the new data out of London, the pandemic may not be over for much longer than we thought. That's the first thing. Second, hazard pay will be in the third stimulus package. Third, FPUC retro at $600 a week. Got a great question earlier today from Jay in Instagram on a live chat of holidays at LALATE. I want to answer it again on this video because it's a great question. How does Joe fix 600 when you're already on 300 now with the second stimulus package? Joe would basically have a bill that overrides, fixes, changes the bill this week. So you may get $300 for 1 week in January, but then Joe's going to basically say, throw it away. You're on a new thing. That's the old thing. I'm just throwing that away. You're on a new thing. You're now going to get $600 going back and then $600 going forward. And he may likely bring it out further than March 15th, which is sort of short. All right, I told you I was going to give you really good news early in this video. That is that Joe Biden will likely on day one sign an executive order. And the executive order will say, I'm doing an eviction moratorium, I'm doing a mortgage forbearance, and I'm doing a student loan debt forgiveness. Not moratorium, but forgiveness. Chuck Schumer's been talking about this for months, and I think it's going to happen. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, has done it already in some form. I believe Biden's going to do it again, but do it bigger. And he kind of has the constitutional authority to do so. So I think that's going to happen on day one. Chuck Schumer has talked about this a lot. Of course, Chuck is head of the Democrats in the Senate. All right, so now let's go to the other items in the third stimulus package. Well, FPUC, hazard pay. Oh, EIDL grants, yeah. So the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant, January. The EIDL grant, you never got the $10,000 January. The EIDL loan escalation, which is a big issue. I have a lot of people trying to get their loan escalated. They've not been able to do it. That's going to be January. Anything that you have needed, wanted, and have not been able to get for EIDL, January. Why? It's not so much the third stimulus package language. It's not so much what's in the second stimulus package language. It's because of a certain person. Yeah. It's Javita Light. It's Javita Light. Javita Light has been the reason why you have not gotten EIDL the way you wanted, and also Blaine 66. He's coming back as well to this channel, so stay tuned for Blaine 66 and Javita Light to come back. But they are the reason why you have not gotten things that you're supposed to get. And when Biden comes in, they're gone. Well, they're back on this channel, but they're gone from their offices. And so they will be no longer impeding your ability to get your grant, to get your loan, to escalate your loan, all those things. I don't care what is in the bill of this week, whatever it says about EIDL. Well, it says, I don't care. Javita's just not going to do it. It can say you're going to get $50 billion. Javita's not going to give it to you. That's the way she operates, moving goalposts. If you are an OG viewer of this channel, I said it's moving goalposts. Javita will tell you a rule today, and then as soon as you figure it out, she'll move it. And then the next day, she'll move it again. That's what she loves to do. It's not going to be under Biden. It'll be one person, it'll be one rule, and that'll be it. It'll be very, very straightforward. PPP, you'll have another round of PPP. You'll have more rent aid. Thank goodness. You'll have more broadband. Yes. You'll have more SNAP. You'll have more. Other grants, which I've detailed on this channel, like hazard pay. Yes, you will have hazard pay. The provisions of hazard pay, the scope of the hazard pay, the amount of hazard pay, all those things are very exciting. But certain things will be slow. And what will be slow? The slowest item I expect in the third stimulus package, when I say slow, slowest to get into the money, slowest to get you the money, will be hazard pay. Oh, I just anticipate that to be just ages and ages and ages for you to get the money. The rent, also really slow. I expect that to be just incredibly slow. I expect the SBA to be insanely fast. I expect that to be the fastest thing of all of them, because SBA pays people literally in 24 hours. I've never seen anyone pay people so fast in my life. The stimulus check, relatively fast. I forgot the SSI and SSDI. Yeah, you're going to be really fast. I believe the SSI and SSDI viewers will get their first $200 a month payment in the month of February, which will include January and February. Why? Because I just don't think there's enough time, based upon what I'm hearing from Biden, to get, and based upon what I saw this week, I don't think there's enough time for legislators to get the bill passed before your benefit check of the month of January goes out. Is that pretty clear? So I think they're going to get passed. They could get it passed in January, but I think at that point, your benefit check for the month of January has gone out. And so I don't think there's time to get it into the January check. I think it'll get into the February check and also include the January payment. $2,400 if you're on SSI and SSDI, $200 a month that goes on top of your existing benefits, plus a step up. Lifetime, I believe the step up would be the first payment. It would appear there. And then a new benchmark that would increase your benefits annually. That new benchmark would appear at the end of the calendar year. So it would kick, you would get a notice probably in December of 2021. It says, hi, next year your benefits will be raised this amount of money. I think I've covered it all. A lot of stuff. You see how things are so important and so confusing, and I'm trying to make them very simple for you. A lot of money coming for you. What I want you to know is that money is not coming to you as quickly as some elected officials, Steve Mnuchin, would like you to believe. Money is not coming as automatic as some people may want you to believe. Sometimes you have to do things. And what's important to understand is that I'm here to get you that money. I'm here to help you know what to do to get that money. And so with that, join me on Purple Power Live coming up next. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay that life for more.